this is Cat's Diamond Painting. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've joined me here before. I'm here today to do my monthly small shop showcase video where I show you the items that I have been purchasing from small shops within the diamond painting community this month. And this is one of my favourite videos of the month because I love the things. I love trying all the different products. And it's always hard for me to save them up to look at with you when I film. Okay, so I have got several different things today. I've got a lot of trays. I've got a new to me shop. Do you know what? Let's just get stuck into it. So I'm going to move some of these out of the way. And I will get to them in due course. And I'm going to start off with this one. It looks rather plain because I took the label off. But this comes from Shazza. Shazza is an Etsy shop based in the UK, and she is a resin specialist. So lots of people in the community might be familiar with her for her resin trays. I have to say I have tried them and they don't work for me personally. I prefer 3D printed trays, but she does other resin items as well. And one of the things, oh, this is hard to get into. One of the things I've had from her before that I really like, and I've shown on one of these videos before, in fact, is like a little trash pot. And I've been using that for a really long time now. It sits on my sort of trinket tray, and it actually holds putties because it's quite a decent size. And I thought it'd be nice to have another of those. So I went looking to see what she had, and she had a few available. So I have got some packaging and some stickers there, and then here is my little pot. Nicely wrapped. Here it is. So this one, I think, no, it's about the same size as my last one, and it's just really nicely made. It's really light and thin. Sometimes resin can be quite heavy, but this has been made, like, she's got a lot of experience, clearly. It's one of the shops that's been around for a particularly long time in the community, and it is really nicely done. I can't find any bubbles or imperfections. It's very pretty. I like that it's got nice little rubber feet as well to hold it in place. And yeah, very happy with that once again. It's such a pretty colour, isn't it? Oh, I'm going to have to think which of my trinket trays it goes with best to go on. Oh, very happy with that. Okay, so this is from Shazza. Let me put these bits to the side. Next up, I'm going to start on my tray collection that I have got for this month. There is a reason why I've got quite a few, which is largely that a lot of them came via my Stackry inbox. So my parcel forwarding service that I use, it gives me a US address. So I happened to have bought a few things over a long period, and then I shipped them all together. But this one that I'm going to look at first is actually not from there. This is the new to me shop for this video. So this is from an Etsy shop called ByStine. And one of the groups that I'm in, I can't remember which one it was, possibly DAC Fans UK, someone showed that they had bought a tray from this shop and it looked nice. So I thought that I would try it. It's come from Norway, I believe. It shipped very quickly and it got to me pretty quickly. And I think the shipping was pretty reasonable as well. I'll have to check how much it all cost. But yeah, there were several different options. I think there were various customizable options, if I'm remembering correctly. Whereas I bought from a listing that was like, I think it described it as like rainbow trays, and you don't know which colour you're going to get. And I thought I would give that a go. So let's just take my invoice out. Oh! It's not an invoice. How lovely. It's a little handwritten note. Thank you for your purchase. I hope you will enjoy your new tray. If you have any questions or concerns, please message me. Happy Diamond Painting, Stein. That is amazing, none the least because I'm here not knowing any Norwegian, and they've sent me a perfect note in English. And on the back is art from their 2-year-old. That is fabulous. I will keep this note. That is such a lovely touch. The whole reason why I like small shops, other than just wanting to support them, is that personal touch. So here is my tray. Let's take a look. Ooh. Okay. So, it's got a lid and a stopper, and now that lid is very sturdy feeling, and that slides on and off really nicely, it seems. Yeah, really smooth. I like the colour. I can't remember. I mean, I definitely didn't choose the colour. I chose a random colour option, but I'm not sure if it was clear like what colours it could be. But this is a really pretty colour that is something I may very well have chosen anyway, given the option. How's the stopper? Ooh, nice. I like that. Probably will wear a bit, because the thing with 3D printing is that things that fit snugly at the start sometimes get a bit loose. And if this did get loose, there wouldn't really be anything to hold it in. So we'll have to see how that goes over time. It's got a sort of rectangular hole, which is different. Now, the test, of course, because I can't try a new tray without seeing how it does with some drills in it. So I have come prepared. Oh, it's got a ledge as well. I'd forgotten that part. I really like trays with a ledge at the bottom to help them line up. Okay. That seemed to do a decent job to me. It looks pretty good. And they seem to move around the tray nice and easily. Now, what about pouring out? Hey, this seems pretty good. I like that. I also quite like the narrow size of it, because I sometimes hold my tray in my hand and I only have a small hand, so then I do need a narrow tray. So yeah, it's not a huge tray overall, but it would still fit quite a lot of drills in. I think that's going to be good. It's got an S on the stopper, which I think is for Stein rather than small, which was my first thought. But I don't think this is a small tray necessarily. I don't know. I should have prepared better. I think that's going to be Stein. And yeah, I wonder if this goes this way as well. No, it needs to go that way. So that's interesting. I've not seen this kind of rough effect before, but it's pretty. I like that a lot. I think that tray is going to be really good, you know. Cool. Okay, next up, I have a couple more trays from Yellow Dog Design CA. I bought a tray from them a while back after a friend recommended them. And I have actually used it pretty much non-stop since. And I've said this before in these shops, as much as I like to try all the things, I am very particular. So I like to try things because I'm constantly on a quest for the best items that will work the best for me. But I do tend to stick with using the things that work best for me. And the last Yellow Dog tray that I have is just, it's brilliant. It's a really good size. I love the ledge, all of that. You'll have seen it possibly in kitting up videos and that kind of thing. So, so I wanted to try a couple more. They are in Canada, but I got these shipped to my Stackry inbox because that was the cheapest way for me. Let's have a look. So I got a narrow one, which has actually turned out to be a fairly similar colour to this one, funnily enough. It says narrow on the side. Oh, it's like a rainbow effect. It's like blue on the bottom and then goes up to a pale green. That's really pretty actually, isn't it? I didn't bother getting lids, so they do have options around full lids or pouring lids, which are lids that, you know, come to about here that you just put on to help you tip drills out. I don't tend to use them. I got a pouring lid with the first one that I have, and I'm too lazy to actually put it on. Oops. I tend to just use my trays like this, no stopper, no lid, and if I drop a few drills, I pick them up. But I don't like having to put things on and off them. So I didn't bother with lids, but that is an option. And it just feels so sturdy and well made. And again, it's nice and narrow. Like I said, that's something that I enjoy. The stoppers fit really well. And because they kind of drop on, I think even if that does loosen over time, it won't be too much of a problem. Let's have a look at the drill lineup. I obviously have zero problems with my other one from them. or I wouldn't have bought more. Yeah, it all looks pretty good to me. There's a couple that have not gone down. I need to give this a wash because at the moment things aren't sliding up and down as smoothly as they could do. And I know from the first one that I had that they recommend that you wash their trays in warm soapy water before using to help remove static and that kind of thing that might have accumulated in transit. So it's drills are moving around it fine, but yes, I can probably get them to move around even better with a bit of a wash. There we are. And now I have the other one, which I think should be the same size as the first one I had, just a different colour, if I remember correctly. Yes. So, I put their business card in there. And yeah, this is the bit that says, wash your tray thoroughly in warm soapy water before use to remove static. Very handy tip, which I now apply to all trays that I buy. And yeah, this is just a lovely blue shade of the first tray that I got. So again, I've got the ledge. If you don't know what that is, a lot of places are starting to do that. And it's basically, you may have seen a washi tape trick doing the rounds where people were putting washi tape there. And when you pour the drills in and shake them around, it helps the ones that aren't going to go into the lines to just pool on the ledge rather than sort of sitting on top of the drills that you've shaken out into lines, if that makes sense. And it gives you more drills lined up for actual use. So you'll see that in action now, actually. But yeah, you see how all the ones that haven't gone into the lines are just sat on here well back. Whereas in the past I used to find I'd line them up and then half of the lines wouldn't be usable because of drills sitting on top of them. So again, that has gone perfectly. I think I went for silk filaments, definitely for this one. This one doesn't feel silk, I don't think. So yeah, I do tend to go for silk filaments because I find that it helps the drills to move around the tray better. Ooh. And I'm very happy. Glad to have more trays from them. Okay. And that is not the end of my tray section. So, this little pile here is from Munimade. Now, Munimade are a shop. They sell diamond paintings, but they were first known for trays. And I do have a couple of Munimade trays that I bought ages ago, but to be honest, it was really, really stressful because they do a drop at a certain time and they sell like that. Like normally when places do drops, I'm pretty successful at managing to get some of what I want. And I mean, I got a couple of trays, but they weren't really colours I wanted and I just panicked and ordered them. And I haven't tried again since because honestly it was so stressful and I ended up spending money on colours that I didn't like that much, that I've since destashed. But one option that they have, because they're so popular, is a waiting list. So I joined that and I have to say I probably waited at least a year. I mean, part of that was that the lady who runs Munimade was on maternity leave for a little while and of course she's got a new baby, so her time has been a bit more limited. But also just it's a really long list. But when you get to the top of the list, you get an email and you get a month to make your selection. I think there is a limit on how many items you can order. I'm not sure what it was, but I've ordered 3 trays and a little extra here. And yeah, I wanted to make the most of it once I got to the top of that list. So I've got 3 different things to try. And I might have to pull up my my invoice so I can remind myself what I've got. Okay, I found a bit more information. I'm not sure how helpful it will be to me, but anyway. This is a really nice touch, having my name written there and just a lovely little thank you card there and all of her socials. This is a freebie, which I think came with the Munimade because I was looking through here and there seemed to be an M on it. So I'll take a peek at that first. Ah, It is from her glitter drills. Oh wow, that's really cool. And generous actually, that's a lot of them. Wow. Let me bring in the light so you can see them a bit better. They're really vibrant. It says vermilion. Yeah, really bright colour. That is very cool. And these are sort of like, they're not really like fairy dust drills because it is more glitter on the top rather than built in. Anyway, that's cool. I didn't know what to expect when I saw the free gift, but I didn't realise it would be something as cool as that. I like that. Okay, so one thing I ordered from her that was not a tray. I can't actually get into it. Oh my goodness. It's going well. Ah, I'm in. Was this little trash can. And I think that this is in the magic colour because they're all different colour options and I didn't really understand what half of them were. So I just went with it. So it's got a magnet on the bottom, so you could use this as a sort of cover minder situation. And yeah, ooh, it's got some bits in it. But yeah, this is a really cool little trash drill pot, and it's actually got a hole on the lid. Sorry, I'm not sure you can see there. So you could pop your drills through there and keep the lid on, which is a nice touch. The lid goes on and off. I mean, it's not the smoothest, but I guess you don't want it to come off too easily. Like I said before, with 3D printed things, sometimes they need to wear in a little bit. Also, I am trying to close it over bits of packaging, which probably doesn't help. Let's remove those. Okay, so the lid does go on, but yeah, it needs to sort of warm up a little bit. But yeah, that's really fun. And then I've got 3 different kinds of trays. So, very nicely packaged. These would be what she considers small trays. I find her small trays to be as big as I need, and her large trays for me are too large for the space that I work in, and also have very deep sides that I don't like. They're very, very popular though, don't get me wrong. Don't not try them on my say-so. They just don't work for me, so I stuck with the smaller ones. So this one is the sparkly colour one. And for this one, I went for tray only. Ooh, that's pretty. It really is sparkly. Lovely shiny bottom. So it will be a bit slidey, but not too bad on my table actually. And yeah, that is so pretty. And actually that's quite a nice narrow top, because one thing I found with my older Munimade trays is that they weren't so good for going into my round drill pots because there wasn't much of a spout. It sort of, I think it sort of stopped more like there, if you like. So it was harder to pour them in, but that is going to be better. That was one of the things that put me off a little bit before. Let's see. I mean, I need to give it a good clean, particularly given that this is a sparkly matte. Well, a matte filament with sparkles in it rather than a silky one. But you can see it's lining them up very nicely. Good depth of sides, so things don't fall out too easily, but also I don't like it too deep because then I sort of end up hurting the side of my hand on it. So that's number 1. And then that one feels bigger, so I'm going to save that one because I think that might be the full set I got. Different stickers on all of them. Okay, so this one, this is the colour changing one. Yeah. So again, I went tray only rather than lid and stopper and that kind of thing. I think these are a different size to what they used to be. I'm sure that the old small tray I had was a slightly different size, but this is a good size for me still. So colour changing how? Was it warmth? How do I make it change colour? I thought it would be like under the warmth of my hand. Sorry, I'm just holding it under the light. Let me look that up. Okay, so it should just be the warmth of things like hands. It may be that my hands just aren't warm enough, but let me try holding on there a bit longer and see if that makes a difference, because I just want to see a little bit of a change. It does say on the listing that you could use a hairdryer to warm it up quicker. So I might have to try that, because that is not changing at all. What can I do to warm this up quicker? I don't know. Might stick it on my radiator. Okay, well, I'm not going to keep you here while I try and figure that out. But yeah, theoretically, this is a colour changing one, and it should go between, I think, yellow and orange. So I will figure that out and show that on something else soon. And then this one, I think I got a full set. And this would be a magic colour one. So yeah. Okay. So, ooh, the lid's got like a little, that's cool. And then it fits really snugly. So yeah. Here is my last one. So this one, it doesn't say on my invoice what colourway I went for, but it's like a lovely pink and yellow. That's really pretty. And I do like her stoppers because they just slot in. It's nice and easy. Even though I think the shape has changed a bit since I last ordered from her, it's the same kind of design and I enjoy that. So let's just double check, although I've already tried one of them, but it's nice to see. Yeah, definitely need to give these a clean. But you can see it's lining the drills up nicely, all the same. And I might try with the lid on because that will avoid spillage. Gives me a nice little hole at the end there. I knocked the whole thing off the table. But they had all come out, so they weren't sticking too badly. So yeah, really happy with those. It's nice. I think this new design is actually going to work a lot better for me because it's more of a spout. And I think the colours are really pretty. I need to get to grips with this colour change one though. The room I'm in isn't warm, so that's got to be something to do with it. But I'm not sure why the warmth of my hands isn't doing anything. So we'll see with that one. But yeah, very happy. Okay, so that's the end of my tray extravaganza. And now I have one more item to show you. And I have been buying some cover minders. So I have shown an item I bought from this shop before. They're a shop called Pedro's Plaques in the UK. And I think she actually specialises in things like crochet. And these were designed more as needle minders than cover minders, but obviously they do the same job. So I have bought a new one for me, and I actually bought a couple for my friends as well. So I'm not sure how they're all going to be arranged in here, but it might be that I have to tell them not to watch this video until I've got them in the post to them, because I'm not sure if I'm just going to open this up and see them right there. Anyway, there we are. Yeah, they're all in a package together, so I'm going to have a nose at them anyway. How terrible. I really like this. I love that little individual business card. Okay, so they send their things packed in a paper bag, which I think is a really nice touch. And here they are. So there's lots of little parcels because each one comes with its own, what's the word I'm talking about? The magnet thing on the back now. I don't actually have to open them, but do you know what? I think they'll forgive me if I do. And then I can show them all to you and rewrap them. So this one is mine though. So I can open this one without worrying about it. So here is my one. She has a lot of these bee designs, which I think are really, really sweet. And I liked the different shape and just the intricate flowers and all of that. And then this back is obviously the corresponding colourway. I actually, with my first one, I do just put a different magnet on the back because, whoops, the way she's built this up. Why do I keep dropping it? The way she's built this up like a button, it's a bit bulky to put behind your diamond painting. It kind of makes a big bump in it. But that's fine. Like I said, you know, they've designed more as needle minders and it does the job if you just pop a different magnet on. But yeah, really happy with that. Okay, so I won't open the back bits of theirs, but let's take a sneaky peek at them. Buyer's prerogative. And I just want to show them off to you because I think they're really fun. So this is one of them. And I got one very similar to this, but in more of a white background with a little bit of rainbow effect last time. So that's one. And then the other one is it's a little Highland coo because one of my friends really likes them. So yeah, if either of them have watched this, then they're very naughty because I will warn them not to. But yeah, they'll know which is which because yeah, this one is clearly going to one of them. But yeah, I just think these are all really fun. Oh, I can't pick them up all together in one hand. All the magnets are sticking together. But yeah, this one's slightly bigger too, isn't it? I'm not sure why. I think they're all the same price. But anyway, Pedro's Plaques and Pretty Things. Check them out. They have a website as well as Etsy. The lead time is quite long because obviously they're handmade. So it does take around a month to get them. But well worth the wait, I would say. So yeah, that's it from me. I've finally come to the end of all my treasures. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like on it. And if you've enjoyed what I've done here and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing that. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.